In this match thus far, as Prime Time now off the ropes, coming right into your living room with the face wash to Cole Quinn. Absolutely rocks the world of Cole Quinn as the crowd comes alive now. Prime Time in the corner. He's primed, he's poised, he's ready to strike, he's gearing up for something big. Cole Quinn doesn't know where he is. Here comes Prime Time, bicycle knee strike right to the face of Cole Quinn. And a backflip for good measure. This man is absolutely amazing as he now goes up to the top rope. What could he be looking for here? He signifies for the approval of the crowd. What could he be looking for? Here he comes. Block arrow to the heart of Cole Quinn. And Primetime Porter picks up the win in the main event here tonight in LAW. Absolutely incredible. This man is going to go far in this business. You mark my words.
And just like that, I was on my way. That was a lie.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough.
You.
There's a million other people with the same stuff.
Want to make a WWE2K universe mode, but not quite sure how to use the highlight reel? Well, don't worry, because your boy got you covered. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of WWE2K Blueprint, the essential guide to starting a universe mode. Now, one question I've been asked, and this is going to be covered in episode 3, is exactly how I use the highlight reel. Not only exactly how do I use the highlight reel, but how do I get seamless audio? Well, if you've been wondering, that's what this episode is going to cover. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you haven't already, turn the notifications on, because showing love goes a long way in helping me create the content that you all love. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 3. How to use the highlight reel like a pro. Alright guys, so as you can see, the first most obvious thing that you need when you're trying to use your highlight reel is you need to gather your footage. Right now I'm capturing footage for a sample Mae Young Classic match between Deonna Purrazzo and Kairi Sane. Now in the beginning of this match, what I want to do is, I want to do a nice chain grapple sequence. The problem is they have mini games filled with buttons that plaster the screen. If you know me by now, you know I like to try and hide all the mini games from pinfalls to submissions to, you guessed it, chain grapples. So either way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my footage off. I'm going to just go about everything as normal, do the chain grapple, get the mini game in there. One great thing is you can use highlight reel in game. There is a preview button and it makes everything 10 times easier. I wish I would have knew this earlier. So as you can see, nice little chain grapple, nice back and forth, and now we're going to get ready to pause it, because as you know, you can only take up 23 seconds on the highlight reel. So when you're finding your footage, I like to do low angled camera cuts to add a sense of realism. One thing that I cannot stress enough that makes this 10 times easier, and you're going to see it in the editing process, is always try to capture your highlight all the way up to where you paused it. It makes it a lot easier to sync the audio. Now you can split your clip into 2 or 3 different spots. It doesn't matter about that. Just make sure that you capture up to the very end of the highlight where you paused it at. Like I said, it's going to make it 10 times easier, and you're going to see that. So either way, like I said, I'm going to continue to find the footage. I'm going to continue to use this highlight reel. If you back out and then you hit the button to select your next part of the highlight, you won't have to worry about lining up where you had your end point. That's just a nice little tip that I'd like to give you guys. It might seem confusing, but you'll catch on. If you've done this before, you'll catch on just like that. And okay, that looks pretty good. So right after that, I'm going to go right back into the match, and I'm going to continue going. And I'm also going to make sure that I don't go over that 23-second mark, because as you know, highlight reel only consists of 23 seconds and I want to make sure that I hide all of that chain grapple button sequences. So here we go, going back into the highlight reel, rinse and repeat, doing the same process that I did before, finding where I want to start the highlight reel, finding what camera angle I want. Just another tip, just in case you don't know, an FYI, camera angle 7 does a wider shot and it gives you more viewing room than any other camera angle. Alright, so that looks good for me. We got our clips, we got our video recorded, and now let's get into the thing you've all been waiting for, how to edit it. Okay, so getting into editing, I'm going to be using Magix Vegas for this video. I'll be doing another one on Premiere Pro at a later date, so stay tuned for that one. As you can see, I'm starting where I paused the footage. And if you look at the video itself, in the bottom left corner, button prompts begin to fade in. I'm accurately going frame for frame and trying to figure out where the button begins to fade in because that is a good point to split your video. Once I do that, I'm going to go to where I captured my first piece of my highlight reel. Once again, it almost becomes a rinse and repeat process. I'm accurately moving frame by frame and trying to figure out exactly where the beginning of the highlight reel started. Obviously, in the beginning of this one, you don't have to worry about it. You can start your highlight wherever you want it. It's the end that matters the most, and that's why I say capture your highlight reel all the way up to the end of the pause. So now, as you can see, I'm clipping it down. I got rid of the piece before the highlight starting. And then I'm going to the end. I'm finding an accurate spot to split the footage once more for the beginning of my highlight. Frame by frame, rinse and repeat. The process almost becomes tedious once you know how to do it. As you can see, I split and then I'm going to remove it. Remove the audio from group. Get rid of that. And then there you go. You have your first piece of your highlight. Now we're moving on to the second piece of the highlight that I did. And, well, you guessed it. Once again, it's rinse and repeat. Find where the highlight starts. Snip the beginning, delete everything in front of it, go all the way to the end of the highlight, find where it ends, go frame by frame. You have to be very meticulous with this. Remove the audio, and there you go. You have both pieces of your highlight. That was a 2-piece highlight right there from the highlight reel. Now I'm going to put both pieces together. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to crop out the Steam ID overhead, gamer tag, PSN name, whatever you have. It adds to realism when you crop that out. After that's done, I'm going to select both pieces. And then I'm going to scoot them right over top of it. You don't have to delete any video. And that's why I say capture all the way to where you pause the game. If it overlaps a little bit, just scoot it in a little bit more. Another thing is sometimes the highlight, especially if you're using PC from frame drops and whatnot, sometimes the highlight, as you can see right there, is just a little bit slower than what you got for your gameplay. Or a little bit faster, should I say. So, by using hotkeys, I'm going to hold Control down, and I'm going to end up stretching the front of the highlight after I look at this and make sure that it comes out exactly the way I want it. So like I said, now I'm just going to go frame by frame, figure out where both pieces sync up, where I get an actual motion that looks exactly like where we clipped our highlight. I'm going to hold Control, and then I'm going to drag it over just a little bit. Also, if you see what I'm doing right now, I'm moving the timeline in, and it's making things stretch out a lot more so you could see in more detail where you want to go. Alright, so now that we did that, let's take a look and let's see what it looks like right here. A little bit of delay, but that is in my computer itself. Alright, that looks pretty damn good if you ask me. So now the next piece to this, because we're not done here. One question I get asked a lot is, how do I get the audio so seamless in between the highlights? This is one key factor that stands out, because I tell you what, it is a headache to me when I hear the pause or the gap in the audio. Seamless audio makes the transitions a lot smoother, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. After you get your highlight all the way to the pause, you go to where you unpause the game, clip that off, bring them together, and now listen, just listen. That sound right there, that's what we don't want. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the audio prior to the pause. I'm going to separate the audio from the video just momentarily, clip a little piece, make a copy. Then I'm going to undo it. I'm going to back out so that there the clip is still one whole piece. And right in the middle right there, I'm just going to take that little splice of audio and paste it right in between. And that's going to do an auto crossfade. Now listen to it. Seamless. That is key. Seamless. Again. Now we're going to move on and we're going to catch more of the highlight reel. And then I'm going to come back at the very end and I'm going to show you all the highlight together with all the seamless audio, and we'll see how it came out. Like I said, it's all rinse and repeat. Alright everybody, so I clipped the rest of the chain grapple together, I put it all together, seamless audio, and we're going to take a look and see how everything looks after it's all said and done. Nice transitions, seamless audio, top-notch quality right there. 1080p, 60 frames per second. Use of the highlight reel, no gaps in the audio. And let's see if the strikes line up. And yes, they do. That right there is what I call wholesome content. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you see, if you like Universe Mode, please don't forget to like, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way and it helps support me as a creator. If there's anything else you would like to see on these Blueprint episodes, do not hesitate to leave it in the comments section below. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of The Blueprint, and this is Third Strike Entertainment, signing out.